so delighted to have Sherin here with me today. We are going to be talking about her experience doing hypnosis. She did 2 sessions with me, and she has been gracious enough to accept the invitation to share her thoughts about the hypnosis and how it went. I would like to just introduce you. She is a fabulous person. The most important things to her are like the highlights of anyone's life. As I watch her posts, and because that's how I see her since she's in Idaho and I'm in Utah, I see love that bubbles from you. And that's one thing that I really admire a lot about you. You love that spiritual connection. You're a gardener, and I've seen some of your posts. And so if you guys ever want to learn about gardening, Sherin is your gal. And then family is so important to you. And just empowering others is important to you. So you're really on this journey of making a difference in the world. What got you to think about hypnosis for yourself? And why did you reach out to me?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been on a healing journey for many years, about 10 years of healing myself, mostly so that I can have a better connection with God. There's a lot of negative things that I feel kind of hold me back from that connection, and I want to release them so that I can have that connection. And so when I came across one of your posts talking about hypnosis, you had mentioned specifically weight. And not that I even have a lot of extra weight, but I just have this stubborn weight that won't go, that no matter what I do, it seems to be stuck. And I knew that it was part of my healing journey. Like I already got to that part and I just didn't know how to heal it myself. So when I saw that, I was like, ooh, maybe she has the skills and tools to help me to break through that. And so that's kind of what triggered me to want to reach out and seek some further help than what I was able to do for myself. And then I won't spoil the whole thing, but then once we kind of connected, I was able to really figure out what was holding me back. And we were able to do some really good releasing, which was so exciting. But that was kind of what got me started. And hypnosis in particular, because I feel like I had personally tried everything I could do myself, and I wasn't able to just break through that. And so I was like, well, maybe if I'm in a different state of being, that state of being or my spiritual, mind will be able to break through that.
Yeah. I feel like there's such a connection here from what you're saying to the audience, because I think there's so many of us that go through that. Well, I would just like to live life beyond food, or I would just like to be able to lose weight, or I would really like to change that weight set point. And I think that's the one that my post on the changing the weight set point is the one that like got you excited.
Yeah.
A lot of us think, I'm this weight. How can I get to the desired weight? And we might have a little success, but for some reason we bounce back to the same weight set point that we were because that's what we're
Right.
familiar with. How did you experience it when your weight set point was this? What happened? What was the process for you to finally start losing that weight and those inches?
Yeah. I feel like just being able to break, like I felt bound, which, in the
Bound.
session that I talked about, I felt bound
Ah,
to experiences that I was holding on to. And they were in my sacral and solar plexus area. So in this
right.
area, which is where I hold my weight. And I literally felt in our session that I was able to unbind that and remove that and take that off. And, you could speak it in energy. You could say it is trauma. You could say, whatever you want to label it as. But for me,
Mhm.
I literally felt like I had said, nope, I am not willing to let these experiences that happened to me, these emotions that I've held on to because of that, I'm going to wrap them on me and I'm not going to let them go. And so it took us working together and with Jesus Christ to be able to release those. So that my body was like, you are not those things. I had put them as part of me. I had made them part of me.
Yes.
So I didn't want to release it because it felt like that was getting rid of a part of me. But when I was able to separate the difference between these are not me, this is something that happened to me, my mind, created this experience around because of things that happen. Then I was able to separate that and I was able to let those things go. And my body was like, oh, okay, now I can function the way I'm supposed to.
So we created an atmosphere, a space, a safe place for you so that you could unbind those and remove them and let Jesus take it. Wow, that's so great. And I want the audience to understand something. It's not necessarily what I am doing, it's what you allow in the hypnosis. Yes, I help you get to that place where you can be open because you're relaxed. You're in this deep, relaxed place, and you get to go to that creative part of your brain. The healing opportunities and options for you flow in so that you know exactly. It's almost like you tap into your inner wisdom. Would you say that is what happens?
Yeah, definitely. I felt like your guidance, like I just felt like you were a guide taking me through to where I needed to go. That it's really hard to guide yourself somewhere. And so just having you to guide me into the places that my mind needed to be was huge. Like obviously I wasn't able to do that before by myself. And so even though it was like, wow, you didn't do that much, you talked, you said, hey, do this, do that. Most of it is ourselves. We're doing it ourselves, but our bodies they know how to heal themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to have that guidance, those key, stepping stones, so to speak, where to go, how to do it, and the permission to do it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we don't give ourselves permission to heal, even though we might tell ourselves, oh yeah, you can heal. In our minds, we're like, nope, you're not worthy, you're unloved, you're not valued, all these things. And so we don't feel like we have the permission to do the healing. But when we have somebody else to walk us through step by step how to do it, it makes so much more sense and it's comfortable and beautiful. Like I will say that the place that I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting because I've not experienced hypnosis before. But as soon as you told me to go into that place, I was like, well, duh, it's a garden because I love gardening. And to me, a garden is a safe place to communicate with God. And so that is where my mind wanted to go.
Yeah. And isn't that nice that you get to take yourself wherever you want to go? That's one thing that I think I might be set apart a little bit from other hypnotists or hypnotherapists because I let you decide where you want to be. And at one point, like when you're up at the top of the stairs and then I'm taking you down the stairs, maybe you have an idea of what you want to go and see or be a part of, or what setting you want to be in, where you're going to have the most success and healing to take place. Some of my clients, their minds will change a little bit. They'll realize as they're getting down the stairs and getting more into that relaxed place that actually this is where I need to go right now. That's the priority. You guys are so relaxed. You're so ready to just release and let go of that's no longer serving you.
Yeah.
And you get to let that go. And then there's clarity that comes in, ahas, insights, and we get to record all that. So,
Yeah,
yay.
it was awesome.
When you were talking, it reminded me of this poster that I have, and I just want to share. So, over on this side, this is where we can really take you to relieve and to change those limiting beliefs. When Sherin was talking about the bully mind, this is the gateway to the mind. And so it's going to protect you. It's going to think that it's protecting you.
Yeah.
It's almost like this is my identity. I can't let go of this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
I
right?
made it a part of me instead of recognizing those were things that happened to me, not that wasn't me.
Yeah. So when you had that thought and you had the critical faculty, that's going to bounce off the critical faculty and not go into your subconscious mind. So by using hypnosis, then we remove the critical faculty and the gateway, and we're able to put in those suggestions that, yes, indeed, this is not my identity. I get to
Mhm.
release this and let it go. It no longer is serving me for my highest good. And then oh, it's just like freedom. Would you say it's like
Yeah.
freedom?
Yeah. It literally, it felt like a weight was removed from my gut area. Like it just felt like
Mhm.
I could breathe again. Like I don't remember if I said that exactly, but I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'd just been this weight on me for so long, bound so tightly that I was not able to be Sherin. I
Yeah.
was living in a false identity of all the things that I had labeled myself as due to what other, things had come in my childhood and my youth and my early marriage, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. It feels like this is so frustrating because I can't lose weight or I can't drop these inches in my waist, but it's really not anything about the food. It's not necessarily about your body's ability to lose weight. It's what we can release and let go. It's in our subconscious. Then we're able to just start seeing results.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And I feel like it takes a long time for people to realize that because what people do, and I've learned this over the years, is they'll eat something and they'll shame themselves while they're eating it. You shouldn't be eating this
Mm-hmm.
cake. It's going to make me gain 5 pounds. I'm going to be fatter. I'm going to be blah, 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 blah. And so they're literally putting this false identity into themselves while they're eating these things and then saying, oh, well, I gained all this weight because I ate this piece of cake. It wasn't the piece of cake. It was what you were doing to yourself. And so I already knew that before
Yeah.
we met. That's why when I saw your post, it was like, okay, that's the key to help me release because I didn't know how to do it on my own. I didn't know how to separate it's not the food, it's what I'm, claiming and drawing in, and how to release that. I already knew
Well,
it. I just
yeah.
had to let go of it.
That's so beautiful. And I love that you were like, okay, this is exactly what I need. You had one missing component and you found it. And that's what's so beautiful about life is we can manifest those things in. Like, okay, I'm so close. I just need this one tweak and then I've got it. And it only
Yeah.
took a couple of sessions. I'm just so excited for you and your life and what you are creating in your world and empowering others. You really are just doing incredible things. Is there a website?
SharonStark.com, and my name is SHERIN, STARK.com. It's just like a landing page, but it has all my stuff on it. So you can find anything. I have a lot of different facets.
Mhm.
If I find something that I love and I'm passionate about it, I want to share it with the world. So there's a lot on
Yes.
there, but you can, check it out and find things that may speak to you.
And you can find me at HayleyWilloughby.com, and it's HayleyWilloughby.com. And if you want to reach out to either one of us, then you can make a comment here. Thank you so much, Sherin, for sharing.
Hey, thank you. It
Mhm.
literally, it was exactly what I needed. And I'm sure there's other people out there that are just needing that as well. And I hope they take advantage of it with you.
If someone is interested in hypnosis, what would you tell them? Like, is it scary? Are you out of control?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel like you've lost time? So, kind of talk to them about maybe the myths that might be out there and what it really is.
Yeah. It wasn't scary at all. It wasn't uncomfortable at all. I do feel like if you weren't familiar with any of this type of stuff, it might seem a little bit strange, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
like
wasn't weird
voodoo.
to me because I'm already in that realm of healing.
Hmm.
However, I felt in control the whole time. There was not one time that I didn't feel in control. I knew what was going on around me, but I was able to block it out a lot better than normal. Like it just didn't matter that it was happening around me, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and especially somebody that it has ADHD, that every noise, everything around me is very hard to block out. Um, this was a really great way to be able to let the rest of the things go and 100% just focus in here and what I was doing in here. I literally just felt like you kind of led me through the pathways in my mind to get to where I needed to get to release things and to heal things and to welcome, new ideas and things in, where before I was so distracted by everything around me that I'd close my eyes and try and walk myself through it. And then next thing I was like, what am I having for lunch?
Yeah.
And so definitely having you to guide through that was just huge. And I felt extremely comfortable. Like there was not one time that I was like, oh, this is awkward. I don't feel right about this. Like it was in alignment with Christ, and which is what I was looking for, and an alignment with my, how I live my life.
Yeah, that's great. So you are in an awakened state, just truly deeply relaxed.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
kind of felt like it's when you're like falling asleep, but yet you still know you can still hear a car door close, and you can, and you're kind of either waking up in the morning or falling asleep at night, and you're in that state, because you
Yeah.
know what's going on around you, but yet you're almost starting to dream and pulling the outside into the dreams and things like that.
Uh-huh.
And so it was kind of that state of just super relaxed and comfortable, not worried about other things around you, but still knew what was happening.